Bro, imagine this. In the past, you've made this mistake, and it hurts so fucking much. You couldn't handle with this pain. After years, you'll still think about it. And in this moment, you swore to yourself that you will never make a mistake again. You're just so traumatized by it. And now you always try to avoid those situations. Every situation where there might be some risk involved, where you're like uncertain if you could make a mistake, and you don't try any new things. Because you always remind yourself of the situation where it's just so, it hurted you so much. You don't ever want to be in the situation again. That's why you're avoiding those situations now. But through avoiding those situations, your life basically got meaningless. Actually, you're quite alone. There's this girl in your work that she's actually like your dream girl. She's so pretty, and you sometimes talk to her, and she's actually such a beautiful woman. Not only from her looks, but also her personality. You actually like envision you being together and like already having children and everything. But you never ask her out. You never try because you again fear making a mistake. Getting into the position where it hurts again. And not only is it that you're alone, you also go into this job that you actually hate. You don't like going there since a long time. At the beginning, it was like quite fine and everything, but over the years, it just got worse and worse and worse. But you don't quit because, again, you're afraid of making a mistake. How did it even come this far, bro? Did it really hurt that bad? Couldn't you like have handled with this situation better, a different way? But no worries, bro. We gonna fix this shit, okay? I remember this one time I made this major mistake, bro. I literally fucked up, and I knew it was my fault. So I like took the responsibility for it. I didn't blame anyone else, but still, here I was like crying about it, not doing anything productive about it. And to be honest, it felt horrible. It felt shit. It would be a life, I tell you, yeah. Bro, just do it. It won't hurt and everything. Sometimes it will hurt, bro. And we all know like this uneasy feeling that we get in our chest and literally our whole body when we fucked up. We made this mistake and now we overthink everything. You feel like shit, bro. What have I done? But still, in this moment, I knew I did the right thing. And I knew I have actually done better than most people in this situation. Because I took action. I didn't stand around doing nothing anymore. And yeah, it didn't work. But at least I did something. And the best thing about doing something and then failing is actually that you learn something. You fail, and the next time you'll be better. If you're like not completely stupid, and I will teach you how to actually do this even better, to even better do it the next time. That you actually will succeed and don't do the same failure over and over and over again. I guarantee you the next time will always be better, even when you don't have any fancy techniques or whatever. You still tried it, bro. You still tried it. You're actually better than 99% of the people around you. Because no one these days has like literally the courage to make a mistake. Nobody takes risks anymore. That's why there are so many ultra rich people. There's actually quite a big gap between the rich people and the poor people because the rich people took action. They didn't care about the risk. They knew that it will be risky. They were uncertain. They had doubt. They have like the same thoughts that we do. But still, they just did it. And actually the sad thing about our society these days and all the people around us is that everybody sees mistakes as something bad. Nobody wants to make a mistake because, yeah, sure, it feels bad and everything in the situation, but nobody really sees the benefit of making a mistake. Everybody's trying to act flawless, I'm perfect and everything. So they try to avoid making mistakes at all costs. And this actually leads to them leading a meaningless life. They never make any progress. They stay at the same place every single day. Because they never changed. They never took the one step that it took to get to the next level, to get the thing that they wanted. So here they are, doing nothing because they fear. Everybody has this fear of making a mistake. So here they are, leading a fucking miserable life. Only because they fear that it might not work out sometimes. And it won't work out every time, bro. I won't tell you, yeah, bro, just do it and it will work out every single time, bro. That's like delusional. If you think like this, that's delusional. But you have to have like this self belief in yourself that it doesn't matter that you make a mistake because the next time it will be better. Sometimes you need to do things over and over and over again 1,000 times until you finally master it. It's actually the case with so many things. You won't have something new and just be good at it. And just don't make mistakes in it. It's normal for us to make mistakes because we don't have like the deeper knowledge that you can't get from reading or whatever. And the sad thing is that everybody wants to be rich and successful and have the dream body and everything. But only if it was certain. They would only do it if it were guaranteed. Then they would maybe work towards it. But they wouldn't take risk. Risk is dangerous. Risk can harm your life and everything. We need to change this belief that actually taking risk is important and really crucial for our lives. If you don't want to lead this mediocre, shallow life, you need to take risk at some point in your life. Because let's be honest, nothing will ever be guaranteed. There's no guarantee for anything in life. So if you always depend on some kind of guarantee, on some kind of saving you that it will work out, you will always be behind in life. Actually, there's one guarantee. And it is the guarantee that it will work out when you never stop. When you never stop doing this thing, where you make so many mistakes and you fail so many times, This is the only time where it's guaranteed that you will succeed. But we keep on trying to avoid making mistakes and everything. Actually, I wanted to start like this agency and everything. And I bought a course and I read books and I watched YouTube so many hours and hours every single day. And I never made progress. At some point, actually, I watched like this content and it was the same thing over and over again, saying in different words. Always the same context. But still, I didn't have like a deeper knowledge because I never executed. I always was like actually quite afraid of really putting in the work, really doing the thing that it took to get to the next level, to actually succeed in this thing. So I rather got myself busy doing stuff that actually wasn't that important. It's not important to watch like 2000 YouTube videos about anything, bro. Because in the end, you can literally watch the guy that watches one YouTube video and then executes for months and months what he learned in this video will make so much more progress and will actually get a deeper knowledge, bro. This is like absurd. You can literally watch one YouTube video and then just execute. And you will learn more than the guy that watches 100. But we have like this thinking that reading and doing all of this stuff as much as possible will get you to where you want to be. It's only procrastination. I'm not telling you that reading is bad and everything. Reading is a great thing. Getting knowledge is a great thing. Watching this content and everything is a great thing. But you need to separate. You need to see that actually what brings you the results, what brings you the actual deeper knowledge of the thing comes from executing, taking action. So when I like wanted to start my agency, I literally was like there for 1 hour every single day, outreaching. And then there were 9 hours where I would literally educate myself. I would watch YouTube videos, I would watch this course, I would read and I would do this and this and this. Basically completely unnecessary stuff, bro. But I felt productive. I felt busy. And this is actually a trap that many people fall into. I'm working like 10% of the time that I tell myself that I'm working. And chances are in this 10%, I'm not even working that hard. This is crazy, but I still thought like I'm super productive. So the thing that you need to do is literally stop reading and start fucking executing. You probably have enough knowledge by now to actually execute on whatever goal you set yourself. You will learn way more by actually making mistakes. And this was the problem with me. I was like afraid to make mistakes. I was afraid of a couple of things. Working hard actually it's like quite frightening. If you're doing this for the first time, you're not used to it. It's a new thing. It actually breaks your beliefs about yourself. It breaks your old identity, and that's why it actually can be painful. But you still need to do this. There's no way around this because you won't make any progress. It's like obvious. You won't make progress by just looking at some YouTube videos. It's crazy that I need to tell you this, but it's actually in your mind you think, yeah, I'm super productive. I'm watching YouTube videos, bro. I'm educating myself and everything. But in the end, you're really fucking unproductive. You're basically just wasting your time, bro. And we know that time is the most important thing, the most valuable asset that we have, because time is limited. You won't get it back. So there's literally no point in wasting it somehow. And as I said, you can watch so many fucking YouTube videos. There are millions of YouTube videos about one topic. There are thousands of courses that you can buy for anything, bro. And the only ones that will actually bring you to where you want to be are the ones that actually get you to executing. It's common sense, bro. It's actually common sense. You won't make progress when you don't execute, bro. It's crazy that I need to tell you this, but it's actually a belief of so many people that they tell themselves they are productive because you are educating yourself. You're getting this kind of knowledge. So you really need to look into your daily schedule. This is actually something that I needed to do. I've struggled with this just recently. There were so many hours that I wasted, that I did something that is just unnecessary because I was afraid of actually putting in the work. So it's a good thing to make mistakes. It's a good thing to fail. As I said, because only then you can actually learn something deeper because you were in the situation and everything. But there's a trap that many people, and actually myself also, got into. And it was to regret something. We all have this sense of regretting things that we did in the past and everything, don't we? You probably regret something that you did a few years ago, or maybe even a few days ago. I actually played with this girl. So I was like a jerk and I was an asshole and everything. And then later we came together. We got into a relationship, and the whole time I regretted what I did in the past. I knew I shouldn't have done this. I knew I was like an asshole and everything. I knew I played with her feelings. So I always try to make up for it. I apologized so many times. And I've done so many things that, looking back, I would have never done this if I wouldn't have like regretted playing with her at the beginning. And I actually got dependent at some point because it actually feels kind of good to be in the situation where you regret something and someone like literally uses it. I'm like not blaming her for anything, but this was actually the situation. I regretted doing something, and she probably like unconsciously used it to influence my life. Because the whole time I felt like I owe her something. I couldn't be angry about her. I couldn't even like end the relationship and everything. And she could have had actually done everything that she wanted, bro. I was like not strong enough to break up or do anything that like resents us. So I was in a bad place there. I was in a bad position because I regretted what I did. It's actually something that we think is pretty much part of being human. It's natural, it's healthy and everything. We should regret some things. But actually, regret can fuck you up. Regret can put you in such situations where you are just dependent of this person because you think you owe her something, because you think you owe this person something. This is not a great place to be in, and actually, you're not a bad person for not regretting things. You might think about those people like telling you, yeah, don't regret anything and everything. No regrets lifestyle, but yeah, bro, that's true, and you might even think that you live by this lifestyle. But chances are that there's like a small belief inside of you that makes you think that actually people that don't regret certain things are bad people. They are bad people for not regretting doing a major mistake, maybe hurting someone, maybe doing something else. So you think that if you don't regret, you're a bad person, which then leads to you actually regretting things, which again is just not a good place. Not only because then people can judge you, people can influence you and everything, but also because it just gets you into a bad mental state. It's not a good feeling to regret something, is it? You probably regretted something in your life. Remind you of this feeling. Is it good or is it bad? It's probably an unpleasant feeling to regret something. So why should we hold on to this unpleasant feeling? Because those unpleasant feelings actually can influence our lives. What we feel and what we do is actually a big part of our lives. If you feel bad, your life will also be bad. So what can we do to actually not regret things? Sure, we should always aim to not even come in those situations where we regret doing this thing in the first place. But sometimes we just can't avoid making a mistake. Sometimes we actually can't avoid making major mistakes. So try to act the best that you can. Try to act to not harm anyone, to not harm yourself, to not make any mistakes, but it won't be avoidable. So, in those situations where we start to regret something, we actually need to avoid only seeing the negatives. We as human beings, we always see like so much negative. It's actually a common human behavior. We get more moved by negative emotions, don't we? Probably being angry, being sad is a bigger feeling to you than enjoying something. So we need to change our habit of seeing the negatives in those situations. And it's not that easy every time. Actually, I've had like this job that I that fucked me up. And when I got off, when I quit this job, I realized, fuck, bro, I fucked up. I fucked up my mental health. I fucked up my physical health. I fucked up my whole life, basically. And I was crying about it. I was like whiny and everything. That I wasted time. I had no energy. My health was fucked, and I didn't really see a positive Sure, I learned to like sell and everything. It was like a sales job, but still, I didn't really see that much positive. I really thought this was a bad experience. It was a bad period of my life that could have just not been there. It's not a good experience, I thought. But actually getting out of the situation and getting more clearer and everything, I later discovered actually way more things that actually got influenced by this. I actually learned so many things through this period where sure it's like a bad thing and you could tell yourself, yeah, I regret doing it because I fucked up my but it was like a bad thing to actually do this. But still, I'm really grateful for this experience. I've learned so many things. I've learned that I'm actually an extrovert. I found my purpose. I changed my beliefs about money. I changed my beliefs about working and everything. So there were actually so many upsides, and most of the time you actually don't see them just now. Chances are you're going through this period where you think, sure, it's like not that bad and everything. It's actually quite bad. I've learned this and this, but yeah, it was not really worth it. But I'm telling you, the situations that actually were the worst actually leaded to being the best things in my life, bro. I'm telling you, it's like absurd. It's almost like I'm talking about self harming me to get in those situations, and then it's like the best thing and everything. But it actually be like this, and sometimes you don't see anything positive. Sometimes you don't see anything positive in those moments because chances are you just came out of the situation and you're probably pretty emotional. So you think everything is shit. I don't want to deal with this now. I fucked up and I regret doing it even. But the good things actually present after some time. So you need to be patient with it. You need to actually, even in this situation where you instantly come out, remind yourself there are probably more things that actually were positive. And you might not see them right now. You might get them over a period of time. But there's at least one thing in every mistake that you made that actually is positive, that you can see directly. And it is that you've learned something. Think about what have you learned? This is actually something that you should put so much thought into. What have you learned? What have you learned? What have you learned? Ask yourself this. Journal about it. Literally spend time thinking about what have you learned through going through this experience, through making this mistake. Because as I said, you will find at least one thing directly. And the other things will come after time. After some time, you will see what actually happened there. Because in 1 month, you will see the present in a different angle. You will see it from a different eye. This was actually the case for me when I broke up with this one girlfriend that I actually talked about earlier. My world was literally crushed. I thought my life would be fucked. I had no energy at all. I would cry all fucking day. I would actually be so fucking depressed. I felt like my life was completely meaningless. She was literally the core, the center of my being. My whole life was formed around her. So when she was not there anymore, I was fucked. I'm literally crying every single day. I'm waking up. I actually remember this. And bro, imagine this. I'm literally waking up and I cry in the first seconds, tears rolling up above my cheeks. It's not even the sobbing, crying, it's just tears rolling. Not being able to stop them, not even wanting to stop them, and I didn't have like energy to stop crying. And although this was like one of the darkest periods of my fucking life, it ended up as being the best thing in my life so far. I've started self improvement there. I've started self improvement with the pain that I had from this experience. And even if you don't get into a situation where it's like that of a major improvement, and I'm getting onto self improvement and going into the gym and changing my life and everything, you still probably have some benefit from it. You've still learned something. Maybe it's not that big, but actually, from the biggest things, from the biggest mistakes, from the worst periods of your life, you get the biggest learnings, the biggest realizations, the actually the best things from your life. And the only person that actually is stupid is the one that makes the same mistake over and over and over again. This is actually something I did a lot. So many times I've made the same mistake again and again and again. Wondering why do I even do this again, bro? Why do I get in this situation again, bro? The problem was that I didn't see the learning. I didn't think about what did I even learn in this situation. I was in this common behavior of just seeing the negative. Okay, I failed. And sometimes I would like think, yeah, maybe I need to change this and this. But most of the time, I wouldn't even or I wouldn't even mind finding a solution. I wouldn't even mind thinking about what did I learn. It only stopped that I made the same mistakes over and over again when I started to think about what did I learn. I analyzed the situations. Okay, I have to this and this and this. Maybe this led to this, and then I changed this. And if it didn't work out the next time, I changed something else. You always need to analyze what did go wrong. Where did I go wrong? What can I change? And when you know what you need to change, you need to be drastic with it. You need to discipline yourself with it. This is actually something that I just recently struggled with. I knew the things that I need to do, but I just didn't. So I've made the same mistake over and over again. It's only until you actually discipline yourself, you actually kind of force yourself to actually do this thing. And sometimes you need to do this. Sometimes you need to force yourself for a few weeks. Actually, most of the time, it's just a few days. Force yourself for a few days to actually execute on this. And remind yourself you can't always avoid doing mistakes. And if you aim to always avoid doing mistakes, you will lead a shallow life, not taking any risks, always going after the path that is guaranteed. But in the end, the path that you think is guaranteed, bro, in the end, it's not even guaranteed. If you want to go the safe route and everything, you go into this 9 to 5 job, bro. You can literally be fired. Your company can go bankrupt. There are so many things, bro. You will never have a guarantee. So why don't just take risk consciously, not doing the same thing that everybody else does. You will get better at this. It just takes practice, like with everything in life. So you need to start practicing right now. There's no time to actually waste. As I said, bro, time is literally the most valuable good that we have. So why even waste it? Why do you throw it away, bro? This is fucked. Think about your future, bro. Think about the man that you can actually become in the future. And now, think about how you literally crushed it because you didn't take action. You wasted your time. Stop running away from making mistakes. It's unavoidable sometimes. Actually, be grateful that you've made this mistake because now you actually learned more than someone that didn't make this mistake. So many entrepreneurs actually tell you you should make a mistake. You should get into a business and crash it. That's actually a common thing that so many entrepreneurs tell you. Start a business and drive it against the wall, bro. You will learn so fucking much, bro. I guarantee you. You will learn way more by actually making mistakes than when the times when everything works out. So yeah, bro. We fixed it. Let's go back real quick and see how it goes now. Finally, you got over this fear. After such a long time, you finally stopped seeing mistakes as something negative and actually quite enjoy getting into those situations of analyzing your mistakes and finding the right thing to do and everything. And you actually learn so many more things in this short period of time that you implemented this. You got such a deep understanding of so many things that you before this never could have gotten. Only because you started action. You found your purpose and you actually quit the job that you wanted to quit for such a long time. But you were so afraid. And it still feels scary, bro. It still feels scary to not have this security in your life. But you know it's the right thing. You know you did the right thing, and actually it is so fucking fulfilling to work on this new project, your new purpose and everything. And you finally talked to that girl. After years and years of not doing it, not having the balls for it, you finally asked her out, and actually you got onto some dates, and it's working really well, bro. You're actually getting into a relationship with her, and she's such a gorgeous person. You're starting to love her, and your whole life is actually becoming more meaningful every single day. You're so grateful that you don't run away from your mistakes anymore. You actually can't even relate. You can't understand why you even started not wanting to make mistakes anymore. But it's fine. You've changed it. I'm actually proud of you. But I've told you this will work. I will share all my knowledge for free, but it still genuinely took me years to get to this position that I'm in today, and I had a fuck ton of knowledge. So if you want to make faster progress than I did, I can offer you my personal help. We will get you to fucking execute, bro. There's no fucking time to educate yourself anymore. We will get you to fucking execute. So if you're interested, click the link in the description and we'll have a brief call. Until next time, have a good one. Mwah.